Let's be real, America feels off, like something fundamental has shifted beneath our feet. You can sense it in the way people walk, the way conversations trail off into uncertainty, the way hope seems a little harder to come by. There's a tension in the air, a collective unease that's hard to ignore. It's almost as if the country is experiencing a system glitch, a digital hiccup that's left us all searching for answers. The familiar icons of American life, our cities, our traditions, our sense of possibility, flicker and stutter, like a website that just won't load. People everywhere are frustrated. You hear it in coffee shops, see it on social media, and feel it in the streets. The "America is broken" chorus is everywhere, echoing from every corner of the country. It's not just a slogan, it's a lived reality for millions. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if America isn't broken in the way we think? What if instead it's been quietly reprogrammed, its operating system rewritten while we weren't looking? Maybe the code that once powered the American dream has been swapped out for something new, something unfamiliar. The systems we rely on, education, healthcare, the economy, are still running. The schools still open their doors, hospitals still treat patients, and the stock market still ticks along. But if you look closer, you'll see the code has changed. The rules are different, the outcome's less certain. The machine of America still hums, but it's not working for most of us. It's like being on a train that's still moving, but the scenery outside the window has changed, and the destination is no longer clear. Imagine waking up to a phone update you never asked for. Suddenly, your favorite features are gone, replaced by confusing new menus and settings you don't recognize. Your phone is now cluttered with junk you can't delete, apps you never wanted, notifications you can't turn off, and a sense that you're no longer in control of your own device. That's what America feels like for so many people today. The American dream's operating system has been overwritten. The promise of opportunity, stability, and upward mobility has been replaced by uncertainty, anxiety, and a sense of being left behind. The new version of America seems to benefit a select few, those with the right connections, the right resources, the right luck. For everyone else, it's like being locked out of your own home, watching through the window as others enjoy the party. It's not that the country has collapsed into chaos. The machinery still runs, the lights are still on, and the gears still turn, but the purpose has shifted. The engine is powerful, but it's been repurposed to serve different interests. Now the gears turn toward debt and stress, not opportunity and growth. For many, the American dream has become a cycle of bills, deadlines, and mounting pressure, rather than a path to a better life. We're all along for the ride, strapped in as passengers, wondering how the promised land turned into a mountain of bills and worries. The view from the window is no longer inspiring, it's daunting. This isn't a sudden crash or a dramatic failure. It's a quiet, deliberate rewrite, a subtle shift in the code that governs our lives. The changes are hidden in plain sight, woven into the fabric of everyday life. And here's the thing. You can't fix a reprogrammed system with a wrench. The old tools don't work on new problems. If we want to understand what's really happening, we need to look under the hood and see the new code for ourselves. Understanding the new code is the first step. It means asking hard questions, learning how the system really works, and refusing to accept the glitches as normal. And maybe, just maybe, it's time for us to come together and start rewriting the code ourselves. Because if the American dream has been reprogrammed, it's up to us to hack the system and build a future that works for everyone. When you hear the word reprogrammed, it might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, robots, computers, or some shadowy figure flipping a switch. But in reality, reprogrammed is just a way to describe how the rules that shape our lives have been quietly rewritten, not in a single moment, but gradually over decades, almost without us noticing. It's not a dramatic hack or a sudden takeover. Instead, it's a slow process. 1,000 tiny tweaks to laws, incentives, and priorities. Each change on its own might seem minor, almost invisible, but together they add up to something much bigger. Think of it like playing Monopoly, but with a twist. Imagine if, all of a sudden, the rules were quietly changed so that property owners get massive bonuses every time they pass go, while everyone else just gets a few dollars. The game looks the same, the board hasn't changed, but the way it's played and who wins has been completely transformed. The board is familiar, the pieces are the same, but now the odds are stacked. The game is rigged, and most players don't even realize it until it's too late. That's what's happened in America. On the surface, everything looks the same. Our neighborhoods, our cities, our landmarks. But underneath, the logic that drives the system has been rewritten. The rules that decide who gets ahead and who falls behind are different now. This isn't the result of some grand conspiracy. It's the outcome of policy decisions, relentless lobbying, and the growing influence of corporations. Bit by bit, these forces have nudged the system in a new direction, one small change at a time. Each new law, each adjustment to a regulation, each shift in funding priorities might seem insignificant. But together, they've transformed the entire landscape, like a river slowly carving a new path through rock. We still have elections and we still cast our votes, but now the voices of ordinary people are often drowned out by the roar of big money and special interests. Campaigns are fueled by massive fundraising, and those with the deepest pockets get the loudest say. We still have a market, but it's no longer a level playing field. Loopholes, subsidies, and backroom deals tilt the scales, giving some players a huge advantage while others struggle just to keep up. Schools and hospitals are still here, but the costs have soared. For many families, a medical bill or a college tuition payment can feel like an insurmountable obstacle, a reminder that the system isn't working for everyone. The system isn't broken in the way we might think. It's not malfunctioning, it's just running on new code, with new priorities and new winners. The real problem? Most of us are left dealing with the error messages, confused, frustrated, and wondering why things don't seem to add up anymore. The rules have changed, and so have the winners. Some celebrate their windfalls, while others are left waiting for opportunities that never seem to come. Maybe it's time we all start paying attention to what's really running in the background, because understanding the new code is the first step to changing it. Education was supposed to be the great equalizer, but now, college costs have exploded over 1,000% since 1980. This isn't random. It's the result of funding cuts, easy loans, and a shift from public good to profit center. Students like Sarah, once able to pay with a summer job, now graduate with crushing debt. The system sorts people into financial castes before they even start their adult lives. Even those who skip college feel the squeeze as wages drop for non-degree jobs. The education system isn't broken. It's been reprogrammed to create lifelong customers, not citizens. The cheerful promise of opportunity, just a mask for a paywall. The real lesson: debt is the new diploma. Healthcare should protect us, but in America, it's more like ransomware. Get sick, and you're hit with bills that can ruin you. This isn't a bug, it's profit by design. Tying insurance to jobs, letting drug companies set prices, and a maze of insurers all keep costs high and care confusing. Mark, a contractor, survives surgery but faces $40,000 in bills. Each provider, a new invoice. The system works for hospitals and insurers, not patients. Preventative care is ignored. Profit comes from expensive procedures and denied claims. Insulin costs $700 a vial, but only $10 to make. The system isn't failing, it's extracting. Patients are revenue streams, not people. It's a masterpiece of profit, not protection. There was a time when the American promise was clear: work hard, play by the rules, and you could build a good life. The old deal was simple. Put in your hours, and you'd earn enough to support a family, buy a home, and maybe even take a vacation now and then. It was a system that rewarded effort and loyalty, and for many, it felt fair. But something changed. Since the 1970s, while workers became more productive than ever, their paychecks stopped growing. Productivity soared, but wages flatlined, leaving a widening gap between what people produced and what they took home. So, where did all those extra gains go? They didn't trickle down. Instead, they shot upward, thanks to sweeping tax cuts for the wealthy, the decline of unions that once protected workers, and a new obsession with maximizing shareholder value above all else. Today, CEOs collect record-breaking bonuses, companies spend billions buying back their own stock, and workers are thanked with pizza parties and empty promises. The rewards of hard work are hoarded at the top, while those who keep the wheels turning get scraps. It's not about people being lazy or unwilling to work. The truth is, the system itself is rigged, designed to funnel the output of many into the pockets of a few. The idea of a single breadwinner supporting a family is now a fairy tale. Today, millions juggle 2 or even 3 jobs, working late into the night just to keep the lights on and food on the table. The economy isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed, but only for those at the very top. For them, it's a golden age of wealth and privilege. For everyone else, it's a daily struggle. The rest are left to fight for crumbs, lining up at food banks and stretching every dollar just to survive. The rules of the game, the very code of our economy, have been rewritten to funnel wealth upward, away from the people who do the work. The American dream? It's no longer a standard feature of life. Now it's a premium upgrade, reserved for those who can afford the entry fee, while the rest look on from the outside. The machine of the modern economy runs smoothly and efficiently, but only for those who own and control it. For them, every lever pulled brings more reward. For everyone else, the ride gets rougher. They're left behind, watching the promise of prosperity fade further into the distance, wondering if hard work will ever add up again. The reprogramming isn't just economic, it's social. Social media promised connection, but the real code is engagement at any cost. Algorithms feed us outrage and division, not truth. We live in filter bubbles, each convinced the other side is crazy. The business model profits from conflict, not community. Every issue becomes a culture war, keeping us distracted. While we argue online, the real reprogramming continues, unnoticed. The result, a society optimized for outrage, not understanding. Equal justice under law is the promise, but the reality is a tiered system. Wealthy defendants get lawyers and clean records, the poor get overworked defenders and lifelong consequences. Corporate crime? Usually just a fine, rarely jail. Wage theft by employers is a slap on the wrist. Petty theft by workers is a felony. Enforcement agencies are underfunded by design. The message: the powerful get technicalities, the powerless get punishment. The law isn't broken, it's reprogrammed to protect the top. The rules are the same on paper, but the outcomes are worlds apart. Justice is now a subscription service. Politics is the master control panel, and it's been reprogrammed by money. Court decisions like Citizens United opened the floodgates for unlimited spending. Politicians now spend more time fundraising than serving. Policies are sold to the highest bidder, not the public. The cycle money buys influence, influence writes laws, laws create more money for donors. Public opinion is ignored if it threatens profits. The system isn't broken, it's running exactly as designed, for donors, not voters. The pop-up ad of money in politics never closes. Democracy is now pay to play. Overwhelmed? Don't be. The original code is still there, buried under layers of bad updates. This system is made of people, and people can change it. Start by paying attention, especially to local politics. Town halls matter more than angry tweets. Reject cynicism. It's the system's favorite tool. Find one issue you care about and connect with others. Organize. Collective action is the antidote to concentrated power. Remember, this reprogramming took decades. Fixing it will too. Vote in every election, support independent journalism, and have real conversations. America isn't broken, it's running a program that doesn't serve us. We're the users, and we can reboot the system. Time to start rewriting the code.